Imagine living in a country founded through violence on stolen land, that had chattel slavery and Jim Crow for 350 years, that lynched at least 3,446 black people, that redlined neighborhoods, that interned Japanese Americans, that has the highest infant mortality rate for rich nations, that has rampant, obscene income inequality and poverty, that has weaker social safety nets than peer countries, that has far more gun deaths than peer countries, that has 30 million people without health insurance and millions more uninsured, that has started senseless wars that have cost trillions, destroyed regions, and killed hundreds of thousands, that maintains a brutal structure of systemic racism, that has pushed 8 million more people into poverty during a pandemic and still won't offer relief. Imagine living there, here, and being like, how dare anyone speak ill of our pristine utopia? That's nationalism. Blind, illogical love. You just hate America. I don't actually, and I'm not trying to get anyone else to hate America either. I'm trying to improve America. I'm trying to be honest about America. Blind nationalism prohibits us from any constructive criticism, from looking inward at all. We don't address our problems, we sweep them under the rug and keep the status quo spinning along like a saw blade. Say you're a basketball player and you're terrible at going left and you're terrible at free throws. If you're just like, forget going left and forget free throws, you're not going to be as good a basketball player as you could be. It's pretty simple, really. We have to criticize if we're going to improve things. It's imperative to be critical. The great James Baldwin once wrote, I love America more than any other country in the world, and exactly for this reason, I insist on the right to criticize her perpetually. This, if you don't like America, get out, garbage that has been around for centuries. If we listened to that this whole time, if everyone just loved the status quo America at every stage and never questioned it, if anyone who wanted to fight to make this a better country left, what do you think this place would look like right now? The blind nationalism being pushed by the president and many of his supporters is just white supremacy. This patriotic education initiative to wrap already whitewashed curriculums even tighter in the American flag. These people want to maintain this veneer of perfection and keep white people on top. This isn't a new thing. For a very long time, and still now, most schools start their day with everyone literally pledging their allegiance to our flag and thus our nation. And it ends, quote, with liberty and justice for all. It was written in 1892. In 1892, 161 black people were lynched, and another 2,480 were in the 76 years that followed. All men are created equal was written by a prolific slaver. I don't think we know what all means. We are pledging an allegiance to a flag, to a place, to an ideal that was never realized. We've never been a country that has liberty and justice for all. Now, if you want to use those words as motivation, if you want to build a country that lives up to that part of the pledge, that's great. Let's do it. But just saying it does not make it true. For many white people, maybe the pledge feels true, but it's not true for many, many others. A successful country doesn't force people to declare their love for it every 5 minutes. It becomes a place that deserves to be loved. If you were in a relationship with someone, and every morning they were like, love me!
Say you love me, damn it, say you love me.
Would that make you love that person? Maybe if they spent a little less time on forced declarations and a bit more time on being more compassionate and thoughtful and caring and communicative and nurturing, then you would love them. Nationalism is ridiculous and dangerous, and it doesn't work. Keep questioning, keep criticizing. That's how things get better. I'm Jesse Mechanic. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, share with your family, friends, and anyone you've ever met. We're trying to really educate and speak about these topics in a more in-depth level, and we want to grow this platform, and that's how we're going to do it. So please subscribe.